afternoon, everyone. This movie was by Karthik Shah, the creative artist that we have here today. And now that the door is open, it basically is guiding us to taking us to Arthik Shakti for women-led prosperity. And it's my absolute honor to welcome Chairperson for National Commission for Women, Madam Vijaya Rahatkar, to come and give the keynote.
सम्माननीय मंच और उपस्थित मान्यवर, सर्वजन हिताय सर्वजन सुखाय, इस कंसेप्ट को लेकर आज जो भारत मंडपम में एआई समिट हो रहा है, इसके लिए मैं आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत और अभिनंदन करती हूँ। मुझे विश्वास है कि आज और आने वाले 5 दिन तक हम जो विचार मंथन करेंगे वो हमें एआई का बहुत पॉजिटिव उपयोग करते हुए आगे कैसे बढ़ना है, इस विषय में बहुत अच्छा मार्गदर्शन भी करेंगे। जैसे कि अभी कॉन्टेक्स्ट सेटिंग के लिए हमने एक बहुत अच्छी मूवी यहाँ पे देखी है, कार्तिक जी ने बनाई है। तो किस तरीके से हमें एआई के द्वार खुल सकते हैं और अनेक अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिल सकती है, इस विषय पर हम आगे चल के चर्चा करेंगे। आज हम देख रहे हैं कि दुनिया तेज़ी से बदल रही है। टेक्नोलॉजी केवल एक उपकरण नहीं है, ये हमारे सोचने का, काम करने का, सीखने का और आगे बढ़ने के तरीके को एक नया रूप आज टेक्नोलॉजी दे रही है। और इसी परिवर्तन के केंद्र में है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। ये केवल मशीनों की क्षमताओं का विस्तार नहीं है, तो मैं ये कहूँगी ये मानव क्षमता को आगे बढ़ाने वाला एक बहुत अच्छा अवसर है। जब हम एआई और आर्थिक शक्ति की बात करते हैं तो ये केवल टेक्नोलॉजी की चर्चा नहीं है, यह उस दृष्टि की बात है जिसमें महिलाएं इकोनॉमिकली सशक्त हो, आत्मनिर्भर हो, समाज की प्रगति की वो साझेदार बने। और मैं ये भी कहूँगी कि किसी भी राष्ट्र की वास्तविक प्रगति तभी संभव हो सकती है जब उसकी आधी आबादी, हाफ पॉपुलेशन, सभी नेशन के साथ आगे बढ़े। हमने वर्षों तक विमेन एम्पावरमेंट इस शब्द को हमने सुना है, लेकिन आज आवश्यकता केवल एम्पावरमेंट की नहीं है। आज आवश्यकता है पार्टिसिपेशन की, लीडरशिप की और ओनरशिप की। एआई का दौर हमें यह अवसर देता है कि महिलाएं केवल कंज्यूमर न रहे, वो केवल कंज्यूमर न बने बल्कि प्रोड्यूसर भी बने, इनोवेटर्स भी बने और डिसीजन मेकर्स भी बने और पॉलिसी शेपर्स भी वो बने। आज हम ये स्वीकार करते हैं कि टेक्नोलॉजी अवसर देती है, लेकिन साथ ही अनेक चुनौतियाँ भी वो साथ लेकर आती है। डिजिटल डिवाइड, एक्सेस की कमी, स्किल गैप, ये सभी वास्तविक मुद्दे भी हो सकते हैं। अगर इस पर हम ध्यान नहीं देते हैं तो तकनीक समानता का साधन बनने के बजाय असमानता को और बढ़ावा देगी। हमें इस विषय पे सोचने की बहुत ज़रूरत है। इसलिए हमारा सभी का लक्ष्य स्पष्ट होना चाहिए कि टेक्नोलॉजी को हम इंक्लूसिव कैसे बनाएं। ऐसा एआई इकोसिस्टम बनाना जिसमें चाहे हर महिला, चाहे वह शहर में हो, गांव में हो, स्टूडेंट हो, एंटरप्रेन्योर हो, उसके पास सीखने और आगे बढ़ने के समान अवसर भी हो जाए। मुझे ये भी लगता है कि आज ऐसे अनेक विषयों पर हमें यहाँ पे बातचीत करनी है। आज बस 2 मिनट में मुझे आपको केवल बात करनी थी, तो मुझे लगता है कि जिस विषय को मैंने सामने रखा है, इस विषयों पर अनेक पहलू के साथ साथ हम चर्चा करेंगे और आगे बढ़ेंगे। मैं आप सभी का स्वागत करते हुए अपने वाणी को विराम देती हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you for those inspiring words, Madam Rahatkar. Your words guide us to building local capacity for an inclusive and prosperous future. And I'm delighted to welcome Ms. Miyoko Kumamoto, Director, Division for Prosperity, UNITA, to share her vision for the same. Thank you.
Namaste, distinguished panelists, attendees, colleagues, and friends. I'm honored to join you today on behalf of UNITAR. UNITAR is the UN's dedicated training arm with an expertise in adult learning methodologies to empower individuals and institutions through innovative capacity building efforts. Within UNITAR, the Division for Prosperity focuses on skills, entrepreneurship, and digital transformation for vulnerable groups of people, especially women.
Standardization, and development. So we have been mandated by all of you to connect the unconnected and support the sustainable digital transformation. And one of the tasks, one of the work that we have been doing is to look into AI for many years now and come up with standards, which are the international best practices on how to develop artificial intelligence. So we have already approved standards on AI, and over 250 are available, and a similar number of standards are in the pipeline. So about 500 are in progress or being implemented. So what does it mean to us? These standards are the building blocks. Not everyone have to start the AI development from the scratch. And that can be used for your entrepreneurship or business opportunities or research. You can be the users or you can be the contributor to AI standards. And I hope that this is good news for women. You can join to form and shape the future of AI through participating in standardization efforts, or you can be the users. You can start your company. You can build on sectoral AI standards such as agriculture, health, and so forth. So today, I would like to share perhaps more through our panel discussion and also learn from the esteemed panelists who are with us today, and of course hear from you. As I said, and as Mr. Kumamoto highlighted, we have seen already a persistent gender digital divide, and with the help of AI, perhaps we can help overcome, and we can be the leader, we can shape the future enabled by AI. So thank you very much. I look forward to discussing this important topic with you.
Thank you, Atsuko-san, for that overview on ITU. Now, while we'll, of course, hear from the panelists in the panel discussion, we are also very much looking forward to hear from you in terms of what your thoughts are on AI, as well as the interventions that will be made by the panelists. If I can ask for the QR code, then I would request you all to take out your phones, scan it, while I start the presentation here. Are you able to log into the Menti? Network may not be. All right. Okay. In that case, let me just introduce the panelists while we fix the network issues. So next round of the discussion is the panel discussion, where I'll invite Ms. Mihoko Kumamoto, Director, Division of Prosperity at UNITAR, to be the moderator for the session. And of course, we have the panelists, Mrs. Vijaya K. Rahatkar, who is the chairperson from NCW. We already heard her. Ms. Atsuko Okuda, who also we heard from. And two other panelists. We've been talking about inclusion, and I think it's also important to have men in the panel when we're talking about women-led prosperity. It won't be possible without men in the room. So we very much need you. I would like to invite also Mr. Brijesh Singh, the IPS as well as AI and cybersecurity specialist, and Mr. Karthik Shah, whose talent we've already seen through the video, who is the music composer, producer, as well as an AI artist. Over to you, Mrs. Mihoko, for the session.
Great. You can hear me? Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you very much. And once again, it's a great pleasure to welcome all these distinguished panel members. Thank you. I would like to pose the first question to Vijaya ji.
Check.
Thank you. So, Vijaya ji, here's the question to you. As India becomes an AI hub, what are the top 2, 3? Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay. So, as India becomes an AI hub, and I can see this great interest having so many people at this venue, what are the top 2 to 3 priorities to ensure women, especially women based in rural areas, gain real economic agency? And how does your organization, National Commission for Women, intend to effectively shape this across skilling, entrepreneurship, finance, and safety? Over to you, Vijaya ji.
या श्योर। आज अगर हम देखते हैं तो समाज को हम 2 रूप में, 2 चरणों में हम देख सकते हैं। पहला चरण है प्री एआई और दूसरा है पोस्ट एआई। जब हम भारत की बात करते हैं तो मैं आज भारत में आज आपको कह सकती हूँ कि आज हमारे देश में हमने एआई के स्वागत के लिए, एआई का पॉजिटिव उपयोग करने के लिए हमने बहुत मजबूत तरीके से तैयारी कर ली है। आज भारत में उदाहरण के लिए मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि स्टैंड अप इंडिया हमारी योजना है, इसकी 74% लाभार्थी महिलाएं हैं। मुद्रा योजना जो है इसकी लाभार्थी लगभग 70% है। और जो स्टेम है, साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग और मैनेजमेंट, इस क्षेत्र में लगभग 45% छात्राएं शिक्षा प्राप्त कर चुकी हैं जो महिलाएं हैं। विश्व में सर्वाधिक पायलट्स की अगर संख्या कहाँ है तो वो भारत में है। और देश की कुल श्रम शक्ति में महिलाओं की भागीदारी 40% से अधिक ज़्यादा हो चुकी है। और वैसे ही स्टार्टअप इंडिया जो है इसमें 50% आज हमारी महिलाओं की भागीदारी है। आर्थिक क्षेत्र में महिलाओं की उल्लेखनीय उपस्थिति है। और आज हम ये भी देख रहे हैं कि आईटी सेक्टर में महिलाएं बहुत शानदार काम कर रही है। और उसी के साथ साथ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी के क्षेत्र में, स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी में, इसी को लेकर सेमीकंडक्टर हो या अन्य एआई के क्षेत्र हो, महिलाएं बहुत शानदार काम कर रही है। मैंने ये सब कुछ इसीलिए आपको बताया कि आज जब हम भारत को तेज़ी से एआई ड्रिवन ग्रोथ की आगे हम बढ़ रहे हैं तो हमारी पहली प्रायोरिटी है इंक्लूसिव स्किलिंग, जिसके ऊपर हम बहुत ध्यान दे रहे हैं। यानी कि टायर 2, टायर 3 जो सिटी है और टाउन्स है, रूरल एरियाज़ है, इसमें हम महिलाओं को डिजिटल लिटरेसी के साथ जोड़ रहे हैं, एआई अवेयरनेस निर्माण कर रहे हैं और मार्केट रिलेवेंट ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स भी हम उनके लिए कर रहे हैं। मुझे आज आपको कहते हुए बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि नेशनल वुमेन कमीशन का एक इनिशिएटिव है यशोदा एआई। यशोदा एआई के माध्यम से हमने हमारी देश की महिलाओं को एआई के साथ जोड़ लिया है। एआई का पॉजिटिव उपयोग आप किस तरीके से कर सकते हैं, इसके लिए हमने, चाहे वो महिलाएं किसान हो या उसी के साथ साथ वो हमारी सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप की बहनें हो या उसके साथ साथ आप स्वास्थ्य क्षेत्र में काम करने वाली हमारी आंगनवाड़ी या आशा वर्कर्स हो, इनको साथ लेकर हमने एआई यशोदा एआई का बहुत अच्छा उपयोग किया है। बहुत अच्छा ट्रेनिंग भी हम कर चुके हैं। हमारी दूसरी प्रायोरिटी है एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एनेबलमेंट। विमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को मेंटरशिप, नेटवर्किंग प्लेटफॉर्म और डिजिटल मार्केट स्पेस देना, ताकि उनकी इकोनॉमिक पार्टिसिपेशन मजबूत हो और वो सस्टेनेबल भी हो, इसके लिए भी हम प्रयास करेंगे। और इसी के साथ साथ तीसरी जो बात है वो है सेफ एंड एनेबलिंग इकोसिस्टम, जिसमें ऑनलाइन सेफ्टी अवेयरनेस है, ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल मैकेनिज्म है और इंस्टीट्यूशनल सपोर्ट सिस्टम्स को हम मजबूत कर रहे हैं। हमारा प्रयास है कि पॉलिसी डायलॉग, पार्टनरशिप और आउटरीच के माध्यम से हम टेक्नोलॉजी को प्रोग्रेस का केवल टूल न बनाएं, बल्कि विमेन एम्पावरमेंट का कैटालिस्ट बने, ताकि हम अच्छे तरीके से आगे बढ़ेंगे। और इसी के साथ साथ हमने ये तय किया है कि देश के हमारे जो स्टेट विमेन कमीशंस है, हम इनको साथ लेकर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। उनकी इक्वल भागीदारी इन सब कार्यक्रमों में हम लेंगे और हम आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे, ताकि देश की हमारी महिला एआई के साथ जुड़ते हुए अपना प्रोग्रेस कर सके।
Thank you very much, Vijaya ji, for sharing your insights based on your extensive
Thank you
experience
so much.
and knowledge.
Thank
you. The next question goes to Atsuko, who is based in Bangkok as Regional Director for Asia and the Pacific at ITU. So, Atsuko, from your Asia Pacific experience, what interventions actually close the gender digital divide and connect women to AI-enabled jobs and markets? Where should India learn, and where can it lead for the global south? Thank you.
Thank you very much for this very important question. First of all, I would like to maybe, can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay, thank you. You cannot hear me? Okay, so I just want to build on the first question and your answers. I think many of you said that innovation is the key word, right, for the way forward. And I would like to share with you that ITU has opened an innovation center here in Delhi. And in fact, my colleague Akansha is from the Area Office and Innovation Center of ITU. We believe that innovation as a way to look into and examine the development of AI and to advance the digital transformation is really the key. So how does that center in Delhi helps all of us? So she has been organizing a series of events called Innovation Cafe. You know, good ideas comes over coffee. That's my conviction. So we have been organizing this virtual cafe to introduce to a lot of constituents and participants good ideas. So the last good ideas that we have introduced was the AI-enabled X-ray analysis. You know, in many locations, the doctors are not available. So what do you do if you have X-ray or you don't have a specialist to read it? So now AI can tell us if we have TB or cancer or something else. So we thought that this kind of idea can be used and replicated all across. So what we are doing is to really democratize that information or connection to the resources so that everyone, you know, men and women can benefit from these available services and AI products, which I believe can really save lives in remote and rural areas. However, coming back to her question, what may be preventing us is really this gender disparity in terms of access, literacy, and unavailability of devices. So we are tackling these issues for some time now, but including the policy interventions, capacity development, working with industry, academia, as well as UN agencies to address, to make sure that these services are rapidly available to everyone, especially women and people in rural areas. And I'll be happy to cite any other examples if the participants are interested. But I just wanted to share with you how the innovation and the democratization of these ideas should be linked to the effort to connect the unconnected and bridge the gender digital divide. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Atsuko, for highlighting the importance of inclusiveness. Yes, thank you. And also great efforts led by the ITU Innovation Center in India. Thank you very much. Next question goes to Brijesh. Thank you so much. And you are AI and cybersecurity specialist. So, as AI enters banking, government services, and social platforms, what are the biggest online safety and cybersecurity risks for female users and women-led businesses? What's the one trust and safety gap we must fix first? And if you could respond in a few minutes, we highly appreciate it. Thank you.
And if you did some gender testing for AI, you'll come out and say it's a boy, right? Now, morning in the same room, I was in a session on national security and sovereignty, right? And we had two policemen, one general, two consultants. There was one woman, and she was the AI expert. Right? But here I see a welcome change where right from the panel to the participants, I see more women. In modern academia, there's a concept of intersectionality. What it means that if there is any kind of disability, and let's say if you're a woman, then probably you are more, indisposed than the male counterpart, right? It can be anything. It can be access to any services, it can be healthcare, it can be education. You will see that women amongst the sufferers are the most sufferers. And now the problem with AI is that the AI does not know women, because the way AI was made was that some white chaps collected Reddit and Wikipedia and put it into a box, and they're asking it questions now. Now, none of that was created by women. It's all very male, and it tries to hyper-optimize. It's kind of a testosterone-filled world where it's just trying. It has no idea of equity or justice. Absolutely not, or care. And that is why when AI systems interact with women, you see various kinds of problems. So you see that 91% of victims of deepfake are female, right? Imagine this. If deepfakes can be made, why is it only affecting women disproportionately? So here we have, chairpersons of Women's Commission from different states, and they must be day in and day out grappling with this problem. And all of the social media platforms, they disproportionately target women, right? For defamation, for threats, for something ironically called as revenge porn, something which has been shared intimately when it is, put out in public for purposes of revenge. All that is somewhere utilizing AI. Now, we have come up with a technology which was an untested genie. We unleashed it upon the world without understanding the implications. If you look at the implicit biases in AI, you'd find out that it is totally biased against women. There's a wonderful documentary which I generally quote. It's called Coded Bias. It's available on Netflix. A black student from, I think, Stanford or something, she did a study wherein she found that even if you look at facial recognition systems, the error rates for data it was not trained on are very high, right? For people of color, people of minority, the error rates suddenly start climbing very, very high. Similarly, when you look at, ask AI a simple question that Ambika and Rakesh, what careers they should choose between 4. It will say Rakesh should become a doctor, Ambika should become a nurse, right? Because it has implicit biases. Who taught AI these biases? All this material from Reddit, Wikipedia, which men have been typing day in and day out. The irony is that this has become such a multiplier that all the text that humans produced in whatever some 1,000 years of their existence has now been superseded by machine-created text. And this is going to amplify. And hence, it's a time when we deeply think about deployment of these systems, especially in governance. For example, automated systems for selection of beneficiaries. Now, even our financial systems are kind of male patriarchy driven because they collaterals are ownership. So if you don't own land, you don't get loan, right? But let me tell you, there is very surprising data. The surprising data is that, especially we've seen in Maharashtra, in women's self-help group, when government gave them any kind of loan, the recovery rate was almost 100%. Right? They are returning this money. They are using it money. Even, in one of the largest cash transfer schemes that we did, this Ladki Behan Yojana, we found that women are using it for health, education, and benefit of the family. I mean, had we given it to the men, buggers would have drank it out. But women are using it for right purposes. So I feel that it's time that an AI impact assessment has to be done. Even when AI is taking away jobs, it's going to take away more of women jobs, right? So there has to be some kind of a dividend where if jobs are going, then I think that kind of money should be added back to skilling. Wonderful work is being done by Rahatkar madam in Yashoda AI, where she's skilling lakhs of women, and good work like this should continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brijesh, for sharing with us that there is bias and also the importance of the governance. Thank you so much. Now, the last question goes to Karthik. And once again, thank you so much for sharing with us this beautiful video at the beginning. So, in the creative sector, how is AI making it easier for women and young creators to produce and earn? And where is it creating new barriers, bias, algorithm, ownership, and misuse? Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And I really enjoyed what Mrs. Rahatkar and Brijesh sir said. I think the video that you saw is mainly it's a short video, it's a snippet, which shows that if you overcome 4 vices, which is ignorance, and those 4 vices are not men-centric, it's society-centric. So even if you saw the Rakshasas as men, it creates a wrong impression of men. This is more about what the society creates, that, हमें ये करना है, women को ये करना है, and they restrict. And like Mahabharata, you'll have to fight those restrictions to go ahead. So it's to attain knowledge, which I think is the most important thing, even in the aspect of AI. See, I've collaborated with more than 300 musicians across 30 countries. We have a fusion band with my wife. And AI has disrupted my way of work. What I do right now is that, the procrastination bit is gone. As artists, we are always procrastinating. When the ideas come, we are looking for budget. When the budget comes, we are looking for brands. When the brands come, we are looking for logistics. And then the idea dies. So it has actually reduced the time between an idea and execution for me. That's why we can also create these videos to showcase our music. One interesting thing that we have done recently is my wife is a classical singer, so she performs Hindustani classical concerts. And in the world of Hindustani classical concerts, when you put AI, suddenly, the eyebrows will rise up. So what we have done is we have created a concert, which is a unique intellectual property, where she's going to perform these songs which are specially written from the female perspective, because the old bandishes are all male perspective, and वही सांस और सौतन की बात होती है उसमें. So she has written these new, fresh bandishes, and there is AI imagery which is enhancing those bandishes. So basically, AI has been used to enhance a human experience of something as pure as Hindustani classical music. What we go and see on these villages like Kutch and Rajasthan, that the folk musicians and the artists on grassroots level, they are actually doing some pretty amazing work because of these recent small developments in AI, like auto captions, auto lip sync. Somebody is speaking in Punjabi, and the AI will actually translate it into 15 languages, Spanish, Japanese, and people will actually consume that important bit, podcasts and everything, and it will just enhance that artist. The reach of the artist is not limited to one geography now because of that. So I think there is these small changes are phenomenal in terms of AI. AI has been able to cut our mundane jobs, like you sit on the edit, you sit on the Excel sheets. It has reduced that so that we can focus on the art and not worry about those mundane jobs. Whereas it also has a gray area. Like, for example, if an AI can create a better song than me, then how do I stand as an artist? What do I do? Right? And you have seen AI, the music platforms, they create 7 million songs in a day. That's like, that's crazy, right? Like, his entire Spotify catalog will be finished in like 15 days. So if the AI is so fast, and what do we do as artists? And there is also micro sampling happening in AI. For example, if AI is creating a song or an artwork or a painting, it's taking bits from here, bits from there. So it will be taking 20 bits from 20 different sources. Then how do you trace that source? That's a big problem right now. To pinpoint to AI that it's infringed, you'll have to actually legally tell that, okay, you've taken this. But how do you do it if it's taken 50 different things from 50 artists? So that's what happening in music as well. It's creating these tracks inspired by anywhere from Beatles to Pandit Ravi Shankar, right? So it's a gray area that needs to be solved for artists. The other thing that I honestly think needs to change is the knowledge of AI. This fear mongering of AI that, AI is not good for artists, and, creative people should just stay pure to the art. Sometimes it crosses a boundary when, musicians like me use AI as an assistant. It's never going to replace my compositions and my melody. I will still go to Kutch and record an artist, and nobody's going to change that experience for me. But AI can do things which, the mundane tasks of a secretary, basically. It's a secretary to me, and I'll be telling it to do some different jobs, which it will create instantaneously for me. So this fear mongering has to stop, that it's all bad. And the knowledge of AI has to start from the grassroots. Like, I really wish that when I went to Kutch, I could tell that guy that, okay, if you use these things, maybe you'll get better reach. So something like, a platform where more knowledge can be passed on the grassroots level, and also in the schools. Like, I have a small 1-year daughter, and we went some schools in Bandra and stuff in Bombay. And the first factor for me is, if you are not using AI, I'm going to filter out that school, because it's going to be an essential part of even the curriculum, and going forward, it's going to be a very important part in academics to learn everything faster. So I think if India is going to be a global superpower, sorry. Yeah, so last sentence is, like, if India is going to be a global superpower, it needs to consider how fast it is also going on the AI bit. Thanks.
Thank you very, very much, Karthik. Thank you. Now we have just a few minutes for question and answer. So we'll take one question. If someone has any question, please raise your hand. Yes, if you could make your question short, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to ask the panel here a question. I have a question for the entire panel regarding the misuse of AI against women. Of course, the panel has proposed various different ways in which it can be tackled, but yet I do feel there is a gap in terms of which there is no limit to which AI models are coming in and innovation is taking place. So what can we do as a short way to ensure that the crimes against women and these deep fakes against not just women, all people really, can be controlled and can be hampered and, leveled down? How can we ensure that?
Thank you very much for your question. Because of time, I am going to ask Brijesh, because it's a cybersecurity, crime-related topic. If you could respond quickly, that would be great.
See, only 2 words: platform responsibility. You saw how Grok was basically creating, images of women without clothes, right? So if you are going to enable such features, people are going to misuse them. And all of these social media platforms and these platforms basically went under California law, which is Section 230C of Communications Decency Act, which basically says that anything done on the platform is not the responsibility of the platform. There's something called safe harbor. I think it's time that we have a relook at safe harbor, especially for children, minors, and people who are vulnerable. Many countries, including Australia, have gone for a total ban on social media for children below 16. I'll tell you, before I close, I'll tell you something very surprising. I was in a workshop for cybersecurity for children, and there was a room full of children below 16. And I asked them that Australia has done this. Should we do this? They all said yes. They said yes, that social media should be banned for children under 16, which was surprising. I didn't feel that they would say something like that. But I think the harms are real. There has to be platform responsibility, and where platforms are not agreeing, the government has to step in. The Government of India came up with intermediary rules in 2021, and there's a 3-tier mechanism where if you are a victim, you can complain to the nodal officer, and they have very strict timelines for takedown. They also have to preserve, evidence and have to cooperate with law enforcement in case a complaint is made. So there are things which are being done like this. But one thing that can be done is that every AI-generated image has to be watermarked. If you make an image by Gemini, you see a small star at the bottom. So that has to be made compulsory by law. If you do that, I think people would know that it's a deepfake.
Thank you very much, Brijesh. And I am very sorry, but because of time constraint, we're going to have to end the Q&A session. But for any other questions, please feel free to approach panel members after this session. Well, once again, thank you very much to all the panel members for sharing your great insights. Thank you. And at the end, I would like to invite Vijaya Jai to give closing remarks. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सो मच। आज एआई और आर्थिक शक्ति के इस सत्र का समापन करते हुए मेरे मन में एक ही विचार आ रहा है कि आज जो हमने यहाँ पे डिस्कशन किया, ये केवल डायलॉग नहीं था, यह एक डिसिसिव मूवमेंट था। ये केवल टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर की गई चर्चा नहीं थी, यह विमेन लेड प्रॉस्पेरिटी की ओर एक ब्लूप्रिंट गढ़ने का बहुत अच्छा प्रयास भी हमने सबने यहाँ पे किया है। आज एआई हमारे डिसीजन में है, हमारे मार्केट्स में है और हमारे गवर्नमेंट में भी है, हमारे स्टार्टअप में भी है और आने वाले समय में यह हमारे रोजगार के स्वरूप को रीडिफाइन करेगा। ऐसे में मन में सवाल ये नहीं है कि एआई आएगा या नहीं आएगा। प्रश्न ये है कि हमारी महिलाएं एआई के साथ किस भूमिका में वो खड़ी होगी, केवल यूज़र के रूप में या क्रिएटर, इनोवेटर और लीडर के रूप में भी वो खड़ी होगी, ये प्रश्न है। और मुझे विश्वास है कि हमारी देश की महिलाएं इन सभी भूमिका में बहुत अच्छे तरीके से काम भी करेगी। भारत के नारी ने हर युग में परिवर्तन का नेतृत्व किया है। जब इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन आया तभी उसने स्वयं को ढाला, जब डिजिटल रिवॉल्यूशन आया तब भी उसने स्वयं को स्थापित कर लिया, और आज जब एआई रिवॉल्यूशन हमारे सबके सामने है तब वह पीछे नहीं रहेगी यदि हम उसे सही ट्रेनिंग देंगे, उसी के साथ साथ राइट इकोसिस्टम भी देंगे और सही एक्सेस भी देंगे। आज वर्ल्ड की सभी बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाएं एआई ड्रिवन मॉडल्स की ओर बढ़ रही है। भारत इस परिवर्तन में इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले कर सकता है, लेकिन ये तब संभव होगा जब इसमें विमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, विमेन कोडर्स, विमेन पॉलिसी मेकर्स और विमेन इनोवेटर्स पहले पंक्ति में खड़ी हो जाए, तभी ये संभव है। हमें केवल पार्टिसिपेशन नहीं बल्कि ओनरशिप भी सुनिश्चित करनी है। मुझे ये भी लगता है कि आज महिलाओं को एआई से डरने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, लेकिन एआई से अगर वो अनजान रहने का विकल्प भी अगर चाहती है तो वो उसके पास नहीं है, उसको एआई सीखना ही पड़ेगा। हमारे महिलाओं को एआई लिटरेसी आवश्यक है। स्मार्टफोन चलाना नहीं, बल्कि डेटा प्रोटेक्शन, डिजिटल एथिक्स और साइबर सिक्योरिटी की समझ भी हमें अपनानी होगी। अवेयरनेस के बिना एम्पावरमेंट मुझे लगता है अपूरा है। नेशनल विमेन कमीशन का ये विश्वास है कि इकोनॉमिक एजेंसी केवल आय अर्जन का स्थान नहीं है, केवल हम पैसा कमाएंगे, आय अर्जित करेंगे ऐसा साधन नहीं है, बल्कि डिग्निटी और डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर का आधार हम सब है। जब एक महिला आर्थिक रूप से सशक्त होती है तो वह अपने परिवार, अपने समाज और अपने राष्ट्र को अंततः बहुत अच्छे तरीके से सशक्त करती है। हमें स्किल डेवलपमेंट को रीइमेजिन करना पड़ेगा। रूरल भारत को, भारत की महिलाओं को भी हमें एआई एनेबल्ड प्लेटफॉर्म से जोड़ना होगा ताकि उनका क्राफ्ट, उनका इनोवेशन, उनका एंटरप्राइज ग्लोबल मार्केट तक पहुंच सके। इसके लिए हमें प्रयास करना होगा। यह ब्लूप्रिंट आज जो हमें इस डिस्कशन के बाद हमने सोची है, हम सभी लोग को डेवलप कर रहे हैं, केवल डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं होगा, यह एक्शनेबल स्ट्रैटेजी होगा। इसमें मेजरेबल पाथवे होंगे, क्लियर माइलस्टोन्स होंगे, डिफाइन अकाउंटेबिलिटी होगी और कंटिन्यूअस इवैल्यूएशन मैकेनिज्म भी होगा। हमें स्लोगन नहीं, हमें स्ट्रक्चर चाहिए। हमें प्रोमिसेस नहीं, पॉलिसी चाहिए। हमें विजन नहीं, हमें इम्प्लीमेंटेशन चाहिए। आज का ये सत्र एक रिमाइंडर है, फ्यूचर किसी का इंतज़ार नहीं करता, जो अडॉप्ट करता है वही लीड करता है। हमारी महिलाएं अडॉप्ट करने में सक्षम है, लेकिन उन्हें सिस्टमेटिक सपोर्ट चाहिए। सरकार, प्राइवेट सेक्टर, एकेडमिका और सिविल सोसाइटी, सभी स्टेक होल्डर्स को मिलकर कोलैबोरेटिव इकोसिस्टम बनाना होगा। हमारा लक्ष्य केवल इकोनॉमिक एक्सपेंशन नहीं है, बल्कि इक्विटेबल प्रॉस्पेरिटी है। और एआई के माध्यम से हम सभी माइक्रो एंटरप्राइज को ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन से जोड़ सकते हैं। मुझे विश्वास है कि आज हमने जो यहाँ पे चिंतन किया है, विचार किया है, ये विमेन एम्पावरमेंट को लेकर अच्छे तरीके से आगे चलेगा। विमेन एम्पावरमेंट इटर्नल है और जब एआई और विमेन एम्पावरमेंट दोनों मिलेंगे तभी सस्टेनेबल प्रॉस्पेरिटी संभव होगी। आइए हम सभी लोग मिलकर इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ेंगे। राष्ट्रीय महिला आयोग हमेशा हमेशा के लिए हम सभी लोग मिलकर काम करेंगे, ये विश्वास देते हुए मैं अपने वाणी को विराम देती हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much. Once again, thank you so much to all the panel members. And thank you so much for your participation. Thank you. Have a good evening to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful session, and we hope that women empower AI, and in turn AI empowers women as well. We have some souvenirs for our speakers. Please, would you like to give?
Thank you for coming. Ma'am, this is for you.